many cool NYX bits to show you. NYX bits? That's so hard to say. I have so many cool NYX bits to show you today. This mightn't be as exciting to people who already have easy access to the NYX cosmetics, but here in Ireland it only launched 2 weeks ago, not even 2 weeks ago now, so it is very new to us. Now, I used to be able to get some bits up in Flare, but to be honest I just wouldn't make it there very often, and they were very limited in what they had. Now in Ireland, and I'll put the link below that'll bring you to the list of where you can get NYX in Ireland. The only place in Galway that has NYX at the moment is Care Pharmacy in Salthill. Here is some of the bits. Now, these lipsticks are actually the Macaron lipsticks, bar 2. There was 2 that I was out of stock, and I actually bought them online because they're not available here in Ireland at the moment yet, but everything else I got in Care Pharmacy. So I'll show you these now in a sec. I also have a few more bits here, so I did go a bit mental. I do have 2 non-NYX bits to show you as well, but first of all, the powder foundation. Now they have their stay matte but flat, but not flat, stay matte but not flat foundations. They have the liquid and the powder. Dee from Viva Adonis got the liquid, and she's a fan of it. Now it's a thicker consistency liquid. It's quite full coverage I think, and she likened it to one of the Laura Mercier ones, so I'll link to her blog so you can see her going on about it, because all of us Irish bloggers have been going a bit mental buying the NYX stuff. So Dee and Sinead from Viva Adonis have bought some stuff, so I'll link to their blog so you can see. And also Orla from Makeup Over Mind, she bought a good few bits as well, so I'll link to her one so you can see all the different bits that different people have bought, because we've all bought different things. I didn't really want another really thick foundation because to be honest I just don't wear them, and the lightest colour Ivory is very pale. I almost liken it more to an NW13 rather than an NC15, so I stayed away from that and instead I went with the powder foundation. This is still Ivory, but it just seems to be a little bit more like my normal NC15 kind of powder, and once it's on, it's perfectly matching my complexion. It doesn't look powdery on. Like you can see there, I have a natural glow, like, you know, it's a healthy kind of sheen off my skin. It's not exactly what it says, it's matte, not flat. So I'm not shiny, but I have a natural healthy sheen. They're limited shades, maybe about 5. Big jump between Ivory and Nude, which is the next one up, so you know it would be nice if they maybe brought up more shades in the future, but I'm not going to complain, they're just here, so I'm not complaining, I promise. And this doesn't come with a puff or anything like that. It says you can just apply it dry as it is for full coverage, or you could go even like heavier coverage by using a wet sponge, but I just like to apply it dry and then mist over the top if I need to. So basically what it says is that it's mineral enriched and talc free, which is great, oil free, water resistant, sweat resistant, and feels like silk on the skin. So I'm a big fan of this, and I'm so happy I chose this over the liquid foundation, because sometimes all you want to do is throw on powder. Then I also got the NYX matte finish Finny Matte setting spray. There's a dewy finish one and a matte finish one. I prefer the matte finish one because even though it's a matte finish one, it doesn't totally, like, you know, flatten you down. It just helps to stop your skin getting progressively shinier throughout the day. A lightweight water-based setting spray that keeps your makeup looking matte and amazing through every kind of weather. So can't remember the price of this, maybe about €11, and I think the foundation was around the same, around 10 or 11. So I've used this on myself and my sister at the weekend when we were out for her birthday, and both of our makeups stayed very well, very well throughout the night, and I was really impressed with that. And there's no like yucky smell or anything like that. It's a little bit alcohol-y maybe, but no, it's fine, and I'm really enjoying it. So that's that guy. Then what else? Oh, the NYX blush in Taupe, or Taupe. I always say Taupe. I think you're supposed to say Taupe, like taupe on a rope, but I always say Taupe. I just can't bring myself to say Taupe. I just kind of think of it phonetically as Taupe. So I got this. Now this is a bit of a cult status, of course, among like bloggers and vloggers, and I always think of Nikkie tutorials when I think of Taupe because I know it's your baby. So this is like the perfect colour for contouring pale skin. You can see I have it on there. It is a very light colour. It's just more of that kind of grey, almost sepia tone, but more like kind of greyed, and it's just perfect for my skin tone. And I love it particularly even for contouring my nose, because sometimes nose contour can be really obvious if you use something too red or whatever, because your nose is there, it's in front of you. It's one of the first things everyone sees, so you want it to be very subtle, particularly when you're not wearing a ton of makeup. So I'm loving it for that. It just gives that really lovely natural contour, and I adore this. I think it's about €6 here in Ireland. I'm liking the look of the rest of the blushes as well, but I wasn't like totally compelled to buy any of them. I was happy just to get Taupe for the time being, and or Taupe for the time being, and yeah, that's that. I have this NYX Wonder pencil. Now this is basically just a beige like concealer pencil, so it's kind of like the Rimmel Scandalise one, or like the MAC NC15 and W21, you know, just a skin coloured one. Now this just looks like, I don't even know, can you see that there? It just looks like, you know, skin colour on the back of the hand or whatever. I did apply this to my face before my foundation, so I applied some onto blemishes, but it actually is the perfect tone for like brightening up around my nose where I can get quite red. Most women do because of hormones. And also you know, for your laughter lines, that would also be a good way to highlight them as well, or up underneath your brow, it's a good place to highlight. And of course then for in on the waterline, it really brightens up the waterline area, and it's not as stark as white. So I'm really liking this. Can't remember the price now exactly, it wasn't a huge amount, maybe €5. And I got Light or Claire WP01. As you can use it as concealer, eye brightener, or reverse lip liner in one. So literally go around the outside of your lipstick if you wanted to really seal in the lipstick and make the outline perfect. So yeah, that's really nice, and it goes on lovely and smooth. So then a few other pencils I got. Now this one was sent to me for free basically when I bought the Macaron lipsticks, and then they sent me this lip liner pencil in the colour Nectar. Now it's not a colour I'd necessarily pick out myself. It's this kind of peachy rosy red kind of colour there. Lovely and soft though, and it has a bit of shimmer to it. So I've yet to see what it looks like on the lips, to be honest, but it's actually quite an interesting colour. And I will put swatches to all these on the blog if you want to see them. But yeah, that's that guy. I really do think they're lovely and soft, and there's a good few lip liners to choose from. Then the one I've on today is obviously the one I've on now, and it's called Pinky 835, and this guy here is just that lovely light intense kind of magenta-y pink, totally matte. They do feel a little bit more waxy than some other pencils going on, but it's a great pencil, especially for the price. It's quite good colour payoff, it doesn't feel overly dry or anything like that, and I think wax is the first actual, yeah, the first ingredient is wax. There's a lot of wax in there, but really like the colour selection because it can be hard to get like nice pinks. Now I got other pinks as well, so this one is Dolly pink and it's number 839. So this is a really bright light pink, bit more like closer to maybe Saint Germain by MAC. So that's that guy. The next one I got was called Rose 840, and this is of course a more rosy pink. So I usually call this like a vintage pink, and they do go on so smooth, they don't seem to drag the skin much or anything like that, so that's great. This is called Pale Pink 854, and this is a very cool toned grey pink, again quite vintage looking. I got a few of the jumbo pencils. So I actually ordered on Milk because the lovely Heather, or So Plum 79, sent it to me a good few years ago when we did a swap, and I love it, but you know, honestly I just don't use it as much because I just tend not to use a white base as much, but I do really love it. It's a great product. Anyhow, I wanted to pick up more of them, so I use it more actually around Halloween and when I'm doing like dramatic looks. But anyhow, I used this, I got this guy which I'm wearing today, and this one is called Pure Gold 621A, and these jumbo pencils are lovely. They're more like crayons rather than pencils. They're very, very soft and emollient and smooth. They're kind of like paint sticks really. So look at that gorgeous, gorgeous high shine gold. Goes on lovely on the eyes. Now I do have another gold powder pressed right on the top, just in the center, but I didn't actually set this gold with, like, you know, all over. I have a little bit of powder in the center and then a darker brown in the outer corner, but I didn't set anywhere, like, you know, where the creases are or anything like that, and they haven't creased on me. Now, as I said a million times before, I have drier eyelids, so I tend not to worry about creases anyhow, but so far so good, there's no creasing. I also got this lovely baby pink, or baby blue one. It's called Baby Blue 606. So this one is a pastel blue, much more matte, but a beautiful, beautiful colour, really intense again. They're fab. And then I got Black Bean because I thought it'd be a handy one to have, and I actually applied Black Bean as my eyeliner today. So that's another alternative way of using them. You don't have to apply them straight from the actual bullet or whatever you call it. You could also just apply them from with brushes. So that one's just in just a really strong black, and they are great. So I can see myself pretty much getting every colour, I'd say, from the range. Now I better show you the Macaron lipsticks before I show you the other two non-NYX Fits. This is number 1, and this is Rose, and this is a really light pink. It reminds me slightly of, again, maybe Saint Germain by MAC or something like that. And you can see that there. It's just a really lovely, intense, bright pink. It's very blue toned, so it's good for the teeth and all that. The packaging now itself, I won't go into it too much here because I just want to show you the bits, but it is a bit cheap looking, feeling rather than looking. It looks nice, but it feels a bit cheap. And with a few of them, no, not with this one, but a few of them, when I say twist it up, they immediately go back down. So they're not the sturdiest things in the world. It would be great if they maybe repackaged or just made the packaging a bit stronger. But apart from that, I really love the colours. The actual application or how they feel on the lips can be a little bit too emollient almost, as in it slips and slides around the lips a little bit, but that's a very like picky complaint. Like, they'd be perfect over a lip pencil. This is what I'm talking about when they go on by themselves. So this is number 2, and this is Orange Blossom. So this is a gorgeous like tangerine colour. It's so cool. So impressed with them. So I'll just fly through the rest of the swatches for you. Then I have number 3, which is this green. It's like a lime green, and that one is called Key Lime. So bright and strong. And then I also have number 4, which is called Blue Velvet, which, as you can see there, is like a sky blue. And it is exactly that. It's like a, well, it's a bit darker than a sky blue, but just another really strong blue. So as I said when I made my lipstick, my crayon lipsticks or whatever, as soon as I found bright colours, I won't have any need for them, and I won't, because these are just amazing. So those are the first 4. Now, I didn't get number 5. Number 5 is, there was 2 kind of violet-y or purpley ones. Number 5 is one of them. I think it was the lighter one, and that was out of stock. So the next one is number 6, and this is Pistachio, which is a mint colour. Really love this. I think it's so cool. So just a really bright mint greeny colour. Then number 7 is a yellow, and it's kind of like a very, like a, not too pale of a yellow. It's quite a true yellow. And you can see some of them go on a little bit smoother than others, like the Pistachio went on smoother than the yellow one, but the yellow one's called Citron. But I think when they're on over a lip pencil, they're fine. It's more so when you put them on by themselves. Actually, I know Nikkie Tutorials did a review on them, so I'll link to hers below. It's nice to see a few different reviews on them. Then this one is number 8, Earl Grey, and it's kind of like, it's not actually that grey. It's more of a, this is more of a sky blue now, rather than the other blue from earlier on. So you can see there it's more of a powdery blue. Number 9 I don't have because it was one of the purpley ones that was out of stock. And then number 10 is called Black Sesame, and this is grey, which is kind of confusing because Earl Grey is more blue and then this is more grey. So it's literally a grey. So this would be really good for like a zombie makeup or something like that. I'm literally like just thinking of Halloween looks I can do with them. So those are those 4. And then for the last 2 we have the white and black. So number 11 is the white, and this I think I put, I might have a lip swatch to show you, but this was kind of hard to get it really smooth on the lips because I suppose it being white, my own colour was showing through, but I probably would use Fascinating Eye Code or something like that underneath by MAC. Really bright white though, so that is great. They're kind of like a little bit oily feeling or something like that. But I'd rather that than being too drying. Then number, oh yeah, the white one is called Coconut. And then the black one is called, it's number 12, and it's called Chambord. So that's probably Chambord. I'm not sure if you pronounce the D. Chambord, I don't know. I imagine it's French, but it may not be. I could be totally wrong. So they're just black and white. Great if you want to do a monochrome look as well. And then the only 2 non-NYX bits to show you are, first of all, this Gosh Prime and Refresh Illuminating Eye Roll-On Instant Tightening like it's a primer. So I actually used this in my foundation routine there on Friday, so you can check that out if you want to kind of see it in action. But basically what it does, or what it has, is there's like a little roller ball applicators there at the top. Then, you know, you can squeeze the tube and you have product coming out. Now those roller balls are, I always find they're a little bit useless. I know it's supposed to be like the coolness is supposed to be good for the eye area, and then the balls will massage the eye area, but when I put it on I just immediately have to use my finger to blend it in. But basically this, well, it primes first of all, and I do find it definitely helps with creasing under the eye area. So even with some concealers that normally would crease a little bit on me, I find that they crease less, but it does offer hydration, which I love, because as I've mentioned a million times before, I have dry eyelids. I would find that my eyes definitely around here can get dry first of all throughout the day, and even up here I get quite dry eyelids up here, but that's good for my eyeshadow because it doesn't crease, but they can just feel a bit tight. But this is great, and it's good for under the eye because it says that it's a tightening action as well, so it kind of feels like it forms a bit of a film. I think it was about €11 and 15 ml is what you get. So, and then the last bit, and you can probably hear the neighbour's dog because he is so loud, but anyhow, the last bit I have to show you is this False Lash Fibers Catrice Cosmetics Lashes to Kill False Lashes Volume Mascara with Lash Extension Fibers. There was just so much writing there, I didn't know what to read first. Basically it's their fibre mascara, and it's like quite an attractive looking bottle or whatever, or would you call that a bottle packaging? Then it's kind of a standard enough wand, there's nothing too fancy or like fancy pants about it. You can kind of see, you can't really see, actually no, you can't see the fibres like you can in some. It looks just more like a slightly gloopy mascara, but it doesn't go on gloopy at all. When I was applying it, I find it goes on really, really smooth. It doesn't leave any lumps or clumps or anything like that. And unlike some other ones that you don't see loads of fibres, like some fibre mascaras, you can see the fibres and they kind of look fibrey. I don't know how else to describe it, but with this it doesn't. But it does visibly lengthen your lashes. You don't get the fallout from it that you do from some other fibre mascaras, because that's the danger of some fibre mascaras, is that some of those fibres can come loose from, you know, being on your lashes and fall down underneath, and this hasn't happened to me with this. Basically what it says, mascara with false lash fibres, the ultra volumizing formulation attaches to the fibres to the lashes and seals them. I did get this in Care Pharmacy in Salt Hill, but they're actually not going to be selling Catrice anymore, but you can always get it in Pennies and Dunnes and that, so, or Pennies anyhow. So that's the end of my haul. I know it was really long, but it was such an exciting one because I love all these products. I really am having such a blast with them. I never say that, I never say having a blast, but I'm loving them. Yeah, so that's that. Go to the blog for pictures and that, and there'll be all that information there, and I'll list like the stuff that I showed below. So I hope you liked this, guys. Thanks a million for watching, and I'll chat to you all really soon. Slán!